The iPhone Air has quickly become one of the most talked about Apple products in years. On the surface, it looks like a futuristic device that many people have been waiting for. Apple managed to make it incredibly thin, just 5.6 millimeters, making it the slimmest iPhone ever. Despite the ultra-thin frame, Apple still included its latest A19 Pro chip, though slightly cut down with one GPU core disabled. On top of that, Apple promises the iPhone Air can last a full day on a single charge, which sounds almost too good to be true. But when you dig a little deeper, things aren't so perfect, and the biggest problem becomes clear very quickly: battery life. Apple seems to know this too. The company didn't say much about battery life during the launch, but their actions gave it away. Alongside the iPhone Air, they released a brand new MagSafe battery pack designed specifically for this phone. That move raised a lot of questions. Why would Apple create a new external battery on day one unless they knew the internal battery wouldn't be enough? For many people, it brought back memories of the iPhone 12 mini from 2020. That phone was small, compact, and very popular at first, but its tiny size meant the battery life was terrible. Many users had to charge it twice a day, and the slow charging speeds made the experience even worse. Apple tried to fix this the following year with the iPhone 13 mini by making the battery slightly larger, but they also introduced the first MagSafe battery pack. While it was advertised as working on all iPhones, it seemed designed mainly for the mini, which desperately needed the extra power. Now, history is repeating itself with the iPhone Air. The new MagSafe battery pack fits perfectly on the Air but doesn't sit well on the iPhone 16 or iPhone 17 models. In fact, it's too tall for those phones unless you turn it sideways, which isn't practical at all. This shows the accessory was built mainly for the Air, and that's a sign that the Air cannot last long enough without it. So, what does this new MagSafe battery do? Apple says it can give the iPhone Air up to 65% more battery life. When you combine the Air's internal battery with the pack, you get about 40 hours of video playback. The pack itself has a capacity of 3,149 mAh, which is much bigger than Apple's first MagSafe battery from 2021. Surprisingly, they're still selling it at the same price, $99. But here's something even more interesting. Because of European regulations, Apple had to list detailed product information. From this, people discovered that the iPhone Air's built-in battery is also 3,149 mAh, the exact same size as the new pack. That means the accessory literally doubles the battery power of the phone. Without it, the Air's endurance is going to feel short compared to other models, especially the Pro versions. Apple claims the iPhone Air with the MagSafe battery can last up to 40 hours of video playback, which is about the same as what the iPhone 17 Pro Max can already do without an accessory. But once you add the pack, the Air is no longer thin. Instead of being 5.6 millimeters slim, it jumps to about 11 millimeters thick. At that point, you lose the very feature that made the Air so special in the first place. On top of that, the price also increases. If you buy the Air and the battery pack together, you're spending around $1,100, which is basically the same cost as an iPhone 17 Pro. So the question becomes, is the iPhone Air really a practical phone, or is it more of a showcase product? There's no doubt that it looks beautiful and feels futuristic when you hold it. Apple deserves credit for pushing design limits and fitting powerful hardware into such a slim body. But when you have to rely on an add-on just to make it through the day, it starts to feel less practical. Many people would probably prefer a phone that's a little thicker but can last all day without extra accessories. This brings up a bigger question about smartphones in general. Do we really need phones this thin anymore? Years ago, thinner and lighter always seemed better. But today, with demands for bigger batteries, better cameras, and faster processors, maybe the obsession with thinness doesn't make sense. For most users, reliability and endurance matter more than a few millimeters of thickness. The iPhone Air feels more like an experiment, Apple showing what's possible rather than what's practical. Owning the thinnest iPhone ever sounds exciting, but if you're going to keep the MagSafe pack attached most of the time, it ruins the whole point of the design. In the end, the iPhone Air is both impressive and frustrating. It's impressive because it's a technical achievement. It's frustrating because the battery life could push many buyers to spend another $99 on an accessory, making it thicker and just as expensive as the Pro models. So the real question for buyers is this: is the iPhone Air worth it without the MagSafe pack? Or is it only truly usable with the extra battery, which defeats its main selling point? That's something each person will have to decide for themselves. Would you choose style and thinness, even if it means shorter battery life? Or would you pay extra for the battery pack and give up the slim design?